Picture this, a lone prospector in 1858, knee-deep in icy creek water at the foot of the Rockies, swirling his pan and pulling out flecks of gold that would ignite a frenzy. Pikes Peak or bust became the battle cry that dragged 100,000 dreamers across the plains into a land of unimaginable beauty and brutal violence. But this wasn't just another gold rush. It was the violent birth of Colorado, a state forged in greed, gun smoke, and unyielding ambition. From sacred native lands turned killing fields, through silver booms that built empires, to the dark shadows of massacres and corporate conquests, Colorado transformed from frontier wilderness into an economic powerhouse that still shapes America's soul. In this story, you'll discover the hidden cost of those glittering fortunes, the ruthless power struggles that define the West, the political maneuvers that delivered statehood on the nation's 100th birthday, and why Colorado's blend of rugged individualism and natural wealth continues to influence everything from energy policy to your next mountain vacation. Stick around, because once you see how gold, guns, and grit really made Colorado, you'll understand the true price of the American dream in the high country. For thousands of years before any gold pan touched its waters, Colorado belonged to the Ute, Cheyenne, Arapaho, and other indigenous nations. They moved with the seasons across plains and peaks, hunting buffalo and drawing life from a landscape of stunning contrasts, towering Rockies, vast grasslands, and hidden valleys. Spanish explorers passed through in the 1700s, claiming the land for distant kings, but few stayed. Mexican independence brought scattered settlements and land grants in the South. Fur trappers and mountain men followed, living among the tribes and whispering tales of riches in the streams. Then in 1858, everything changed. A small party found gold along Cherry Creek, near what would become Denver. Word raced east like wildfire. The California rush was fading. Here was a new chance. 59ers poured in by wagon, foot, and sheer desperation. They founded ramshackle towns, Denver, Boulder, Golden overnight, but most found only fool's gold and heartbreak. The easy placer deposits played out fast. Real wealth lay deep in hard rock veins, requiring capital, machinery, and organization. Many turned back, their wagons reading, busted by God. Yet enough stayed to swell the population and demand order in the chaos. The gold rush didn't just bring miners, it forced politics. The land was still part of Kansas and Nebraska territories, too distant for real governance. Prospectors created their own provisional Jefferson Territory in 1859, but Washington had other problems, a nation sliding toward civil war. In February 1861, Congress carved out the Colorado Territory. President Lincoln appointed William Gilpin as governor, and the race for resources intensified. That same year, the Civil War erupted. Colorado's gold and silver would help finance the Union cause, but danger came from within. Confederate sympathizers plotted to seize the mines. More pressing, though, was the growing tension with native tribes whose hunting grounds were being destroyed by miners, ranches, and wagon trains. Treaties were signed and broken. Food promised to tribes never arrived. Starvation pushed warriors to raid settlements. The stage was set for tragedy. In the fall of 1864, Colorado's territorial governor John Evans authorized a militia of volunteers. Colonel John Chivington, a former Methodist minister, led them. On November 29, they attacked a peaceful encampment of Cheyenne and Arapaho at Sand Creek. The victims had raised an American flag and a white flag of surrender. More than 200, mostly women, children, and elders, were slaughtered in a frenzy of violence. Bodies were mutilated. Chivington's men paraded scalps through Denver streets. The Sand Creek Massacre ignited outrage across the country and full-scale war on the plains. The Indian Wars dragged on for years. Battles at Beecher Island and Summit Springs broke tribal resistance. By the 1880s, most Ute, Cheyenne, and Arapaho had been forced onto reservations outside Colorado. The land was now open for white settlement, railroads, and exploitation. But the shadow of that bloodshed never fully lifted. It remains one of the darkest stains on Colorado's founding. While violence raged, another kind of power shift was underway. Silver discoveries in the 1870s, especially the legendary strike at Leadville, brought a new boom. Horace Tabor became a millionaire and lieutenant governor. Baby Doe Tabor's story of love and loss captured national imagination. Railroads snaked through the mountains, connecting remote camps to the world. Mining towns like Central City, Black Hawk, and Aspen exploded with opera houses, saloons, and brothels. Gunslingers, gamblers, and entrepreneurs carved out reputations. Colorado was no longer a backwater, it was becoming a prize. On August 1, 1876, Colorado entered the Union as the 38th state, the Centennial State, born exactly 100 years after the Declaration of Independence. President Ulysses S. Grant signed the proclamation. Statehood brought federal investment, clearer land titles, and political clout. Mining remained king, but agriculture followed. Irrigation projects turned arid valleys into fertile fields. Cattle barons built empires on the eastern plains. Coal and later, oil added to the wealth. The early 20th century brought industrialization. Denver emerged as the Queen City of the Plains. The state survived silver crashes, labor strikes, and the Depression through resilience and reinvention. World War II brought military installations and the dawn of the aerospace industry. The post-war boom turned Colorado into a magnet for newcomers seeking opportunity and open skies. Today, Colorado stands as a powerhouse of the American West. Ski resorts like Aspen and Vail draw global tourists and billion-dollar economies. Outdoor recreation pumps billions into the state annually. Energy, oil, gas, renewables, fuels growth while sparking environmental battles. Denver's tech corridor and defense contractors make it a hub of innovation. The state's influence reaches far. Water rights from the Colorado River affect millions downstream. Mountain watersheds shape national climate conversations, and its libertarian streak, mixed with progressive policies, influences national debates. Yet challenges remain. Water scarcity, wildfire threats, housing costs, and the lingering environmental scars of mining, polluted streams, abandoned shafts, test the state's future. The same land that gave gold now demands careful stewardship. Colorado was made by gold that promised easy riches and guns that delivered hard truths. It rose through conflict with its first inhabitants, political maneuvering in Washington, and the unyielding spirit of those who refused to leave when the first booms faded. From Sand Creek's horror to the glittering slopes of Vail, from Leadville's Silver Kings to today's tech entrepreneurs, the state embodies the contradictions of the American West: beauty and brutality, opportunity and exploitation, freedom and its cost. In the end, Colorado didn't just survive its turbulent birth. It turned that raw, violent energy into an enduring symbol of possibility at altitude. As long as dreamers chase fortune under those snow-capped peaks, the story of gold, guns, and the making of Colorado will continue to echo across the mountains and across the nation. The question is whether we've learned the true value of the land we claimed, or whether we're still willing to pay the price. Thanks for watching. Now go find your own view from the top.